Welcome everyone to What the Force, and welcome to our second Visions deep dive, Tatooine Rhapsody, done by Studio Colorido, or also Twin Engines. Yay!
So, yay.
Welcome back, Cammy, to cover this.
Thank you for having me back.
And we dive in.
Yes, this episode is, the summary for this episode is: a band with big dreams must save one of their own from Jabba the Hutt and Boba Fett. Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
This was a really cute episode. It's kind of chibi style, which we had talked about in our speculation episode, but it had a lot of heart, and I love that about it. So this episode starts with a Padawan, Jay, who it seems like is after the Clone Wars or Order 66 is running away, or no longer. Well, he basically is running away and running from something, and he comes into contact with a Hutt named Gi, and then they become friends and they form a band, and it's super cute.
It's so adorable. Like, I didn't know what to expect in this. I was surprised that he was a former Padawan, and then you kind of start to be like, oh, this is the pattern that they're doing. It's relationships with lightsabers, or it's relationships with the Force, and it's like all of those things. Gi himself and this band, it feels like the start of a weird Star Wars role-playing game where the storyteller or the game master is like, you're all a band, and he just didn't want to fight them on how they got together. And so he just was like, so you're actually a band, and that's how it is. And literally you have all of the different personalities around the table, and then he's like, and I need you to have a story. So Jabba the Hutt is after you, and Boba Fett shows up. It's like, okay, this is what's happening.
And actually, I've noticed that in all of the Visions episodes, you're kind of thrown in there. It's very much they've created each world is distinct. Even though it's all in a galaxy far, far away, each world feels of its own because of the characters and the setting and everything. So when we're thrown into this one, I was totally surprised that he was a Padawan as well. I was not expecting that at all. I really thought this was just, this is about a band on Tatooine, and that's it.
Yeah.
But ends up becoming something more about belonging and family and finding your purpose in life when maybe you've turned away from something else. So we have to mention the band is called Star Waver, which is adorable. And we meet them when they're doing a little performance, and of course it gets interrupted by Boba Fett, who says Gi has to go back to his family because that's his legacy, and he needs to be part of the Hutt syndicate and Gi says, no, I reject my legacy. I do not want to be part of that.
Okay, you want to hear my headcanon about Gi?
Mm-hmm.
He's Stinky from the Clone Wars.
Oh God, Stinky. No, I love Stinky. He's cool.
No, but wouldn't that be amazing if Gi was actually just Jabba the Hutt's son?
Mm-hmm. Well, he is some kind of relative. He's some distant relative, and so it did remind me of Stinky it reminded me of that plot from Clone Wars where Jabba's trying to get him back.
Yeah,
but this is a little dark because he wants Gi back to execute.
He wants to execute it. I mean, we don't know how many children Jabba has, so maybe he's just I'll just get rid of the bad teenage one,
the emo one with the nose ring.
Yeah, Gi certainly doesn't seem like a very large Hutt, right? He's very small. He's compared to Jabba, he's a very small Hutt, but that could be the chibi style a little bit. But Hutts are they're sort of treated like they have power based on their size.
They're bullies, right? So
yeah. Because the more lazy they get to be, big they get to be, the more power they've consumed, right? Obviously, or more power they've gotten. There was a couple of really little wonderful moments throughout this whole thing, the Wilhelm scream. I was like, yes, Wilhelm scream. The use of a little tiny droid that's their friend and companion on the ship, and the band dynamics itself, and how the music is what matters. It really felt like they took a 1980s band movie and then made it in Star Wars.
No, definitely. And then also, so all of the Tatooine stuff as well was great. Not only the setting, the Bunta Eve arena, great callback. All of the aliens, just seeing their familiarity, and then and even like obviously all the locations in Tatooine, the cantina. There was one more. I thought there were, when they were listening to the band, they showed different places in Tatooine.
Yeah. Jabba's palace, and then also
that was what it was. Jabba's palace. Yes. I was hoping we'd get to see Max Rebo, but we did not get to see him. He's my favorite. So
I love the use of the music and the source music, especially. So like the band playing actual like punk rock in Star Wars felt so fresh and interesting. And then the actual song is so very Star Wars. So it's like, be yourself to free yourself.
Yeah.
It's just such a good message. And it felt Star Wars itself. Yeah.
No, it was super adorable. And I definitely have a rock phase in me, so I appreciated all of that. I think the creators originally had said this was going to be a rock opera, and it definitely felt like that. I didn't, we were expecting the performance, but it kind of also fed into the theme of doing what brings you joy. And my favorite aspect about the little bit of a twist at the end is that Jay figures out a way that if we perform well enough, then there's no way that Jabba can kill us. So I don't know. It just felt so very, Jedi, even though he's rejected that life. It felt so Jedi and pacifist of, we don't need to actually fight them. We can just like be ourselves, and like the music will save us, man. Like that's how it felt.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's like, it was such a unique way to sort of talk about this core idea inside of Star Wars, which is if you follow your own path, wherever that path will lead you, it will help you be successful, right? Like, I've talked a lot about seeking your joy. And so like literally seeking their joy and bringing joy to others is what saves them. So cool.
And what you had mentioned earlier about the connection to the lightsaber, Jay's lightsaber, of course, becomes a microphone. Yeah. And so that was such a cute thing. And again, something that probably would never happen in canon, but it's totally acceptable in this universe. Yeah,
I love it. And like, who doesn't want a lightsaber microphone? It's so cool. Additionally, the animation itself, I thought was super adorable. I really loved seeing Boba Fett and Jabba in this like animated form. The style itself was just like really cute.
Jabba's little tail.
His little tail.
Tapping along to the beat.
And like Boba like nodding along to the music. Also, I hate Bib Fortuna. He's like the grossest character to look at. I don't know why. Like
he creeps me out a little bit too.
But he looked cute in this animated form. I was just like, what are you doing with Bib Fortuna? Yep. All right. Just a shout out to Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who played Jay. He did such a good job. And then also Bobby Monahan, who we know, of course, from Star Wars Resistance. Joseph Gordon-Levitt as well was in The Last Jedi as there's the shuttle parkers. That guy.
I love Bobby Moynihan. He's been so good to like all of the Star Wars fans. So I was really excited that he and a couple other Resistance folks were able to voice act in this.
And we also got Timu Morrison as well, Boba Fett himself, to be the actual voice of Boba Fett, which is really fun too. And then Mark Thompson, who is one of the main narrators of Star Wars audiobooks, was Lan, the drummer. Yeah. God, it was so good. It was just cute and simple, and the message was just right there in front of the crowd.
It was really adorable.
Any other thoughts on this one?
No, just that let the music move me, man.
Yeah, exactly, right? And there was, I mean, of course, the theme of that music breaks down barriers, and that's really a wonderful message as well. How did that band come together except for the love of the music, man?
Exactly.
Which also plays into the whole idea of them being, a 1980s band movie
Well,
type thing.
Well, I guess because even though it was really cute, there were those moments, he had where Jay has little flashbacks to what actually brought them together, and when Yi, extends his hand and then he takes it. I don't know, it was just really cute and emotional. You had mentioned earlier the Jay running out into the rain and yelling because he's so frustrated. I don't know, it was a lot more like emotional than what you would expect from just a cute, straightforward cartoon.
Yeah, the scream in the rain, I was just like, I need more of that raw emotion in Star Wars. I don't think we see it as often, except for from people like Kylo Ren, who's literally like screaming at his uncle on
Right.
Crate, right? Like I just want more people to be like, why, universe? This sucks so much.
You really felt for Jay. That he wanted to keep it mattered to him that they were a family. They were more than just, a band.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. And they had to go after him, even if it was just to play one last gig. Die doing what you love kind of idea. Yeah. All right, Hammy. This was wrapping up Tatooine Rhapsody.
Thank you.
Where can people find you?
They can find me all day, every day on Twitter @BalancePadawan.
Awesome. Cheers.